Okay, good. Perfecto, like this. All right, so here it is. Actually, got rid of my engine stand a couple years ago, so it's down on the pallet now. So nevertheless, I'm going through it, and it don't look super good. I got a bunch of water into the carburetor. I don't know if you can see it, but that's not a good sign at all. So actually, it's a pretty bad sign. It's funny because the oil was like really good. It was nice and clean. So I'm really surprised. I thought this was going to be a kind of a quick, quick fix. But I don't know. We might end up having to replace the engine. Maybe I will do the V8 swap. So that'll be kind of fun. But we'll see. I'm gonna take the carburetor off and probably take the heads off and kind of go from there and see where we stand. Like I said, the oil is good. I don't know how the oil is good in the block, considering the fact that the carburetor is completely filled with water, and the carburetor is also locked up. So, I don't know. All right, well, let me get a little bit more into it, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I got the carburetor off, as you can see. Also, as you can see, the intake is all rusted and corroded, so that's not too good. But they're not expensive, so I mean, I can just buy another one, no big deal. I have to buy another carburetor anyways, if the engine's good, which I don't know yet. The valves actually look good. I mean, you can't really tell by just looking at them, but there's no rust or no signs of any type of water intrusion. So that's good. Again, the oil's clean. The oil's crystal. So I don't know. Maybe we'll luck out with this. Well, I'll get the intake off, and meanwhile, I sprayed some a bunch of PB Blaster down the cylinders. So hopefully that can free up the pistons, the rings, and then tomorrow I'll see if I can get the engine to spin. So, all right. All right, here's where we stand with the engine. Not very good. The engine's locked up. So, I mean, what was happening was all the water that was collecting in the carburetor was going down the intake into the cylinders, and the starboard side of the cylinders just collected all that water and just completely seized up the rings and pistons. I mean, the plugs were out on starboard side, so all the water was pouring out. It just rotted everything out. So it's really just not going to be worth it for me anyways. So kind of sucks actually. What I'm gonna do is try to sell all the good parts on this engine, and there is a lot of good parts on this engine. So, I'll try to, maybe I can make a few $100 and put it towards the a 350. So, which brings me to the point. That's the plan now. I'm gonna do a V8 swap from the 4.6 4.3 to a 5.7 Mercruiser Thunderbolt. So that'd be pretty cool. And it's a very small boat. It looks kind of sporty. And I think it's going to be cool having a V8 in it anyway. So I'm trying to justify, yes, I am. But nevertheless, I know a little bit more about that engine anyways. And there's a lot more of those floating around here for pretty good prices. So doing that to me is going to be more plausible. All right. So here we are about to start the deconstruction of the floor and maybe the stringers. When I was taking the engine out, I don't know if you remember, but this fiberglass cracked where the support for the engine bracket goes. So I'm kind of like looking inside there, and I poked around a little bit, and it's like rock hard. So I'm hoping that's a good indication that the string is actually good, which would be really awesome. So anyways, I mean, at this point, it's kind of hard to tell. But anyways, at this point, the first thing we'll do is we'll clean all this up, and then I'll start to get the floor out. Okay, making progress. What I didn't realize is that the bar was quite a bit lower than I thought it was. That's why it's collecting so much water in here. Look at that, I can almost go swimming. But anyways, at least now I have, with the floor out, well, most of the floor out, I have a better idea of what we're working with. And I mean, I'm pretty positive that everything's gonna be rotted. You can see just over here, the forward bulkhead is all rotted. So that's all gonna have to be replaced. I mean, yeah, but that is okay. Progress is progress, slowly but surely. I'm about to take a break. Actually, I'm probably gonna call it a day now. It may not look like I got a lot done, but I did. Next, I gotta get all this trim off, and I want to take my time. It's gonna be getting dark, and I want to take my time doing all this in one morning or one after. You know, that way there I can make sure I don't break it, because it's gonna have to get all new upholstery, new vinyl on it. So I want to make sure I keep the form. The backing is actually, well, I can't tell if the backing's still good or not, but I still want to keep the mold anyway, so like when I rebuild it, I'll have nice solid pieces. And so what I got to do is I got to take this off anyways to get to the rest, to remove the rest of the seat base, because on Bayliner goes from here all the way to the side of the hull. So I have to get all this out first before I can continue removing the floor over here and over there. All right, so yikes. All right, so there you have it. Didn't look like we got a lot done, but we actually did. We started the deconstruction of the floor, of the seats, and some of the panels. Aside from that, we got some work done on the engine. As you can see, put the engine out of the boat into the garage. The disappointment was that it's junk, and as I explained a minute ago, we're gonna have to replace the engine. What we're gonna do is a V8 swap, so that'd be kind of cool. So I never seen one done. I don't think I've seen one done on YouTube. I'm sure there has been, but a lot of people are saying, you know, on the forums, it's probably not a great idea because you may not get the fuel mileage you want. But well, they're probably right. But it is what it is. I know a little bit more about the 5.7s, and they're a lot easier to come by over here in New England. So that's what I'm gonna do, or that's what I'm gonna attempt to do. So here's where we stand now. Let's see. We got about 4 hours done this week. The engine, like, you know, that was Unfortunately, that was kind of almost a waste of time at this point now, but at least we know what we're going to be doing with the engine. I decided to do the floor, and I got about an hour into that, not much. Total spent this week, nothing. So we still got $6 total. Nice. It's going to start going up pretty quick though, unfortunately. So hours spent this week, 4 hours. Total hours, 8 hours. All right, so tomorrow's Monday, start of a new week. The plan for this week is to get the entire floor up and maybe start working on getting the strings up too if we have time. But anyways, that's that. All right, see you guys next Sunday.